So I'm going to talk on another type of weather index insurance where earlier as piloted in pastoral areas of southern Ethiopia. But normally earlier as also another project similar project in northern Kenya for pastoral areas, but I'm going to focus on what we are doing in southern Ethiopia. So the first question we can ask is why is drought insurance important for pastoralists? And we call it index-based livestock insurance, and normally it insures pastoralists against drought. And the reason why drought insurance is important is drought is the major risk pastoralists face. For instance, in the area where we work in Birhanu, in 2010-2011, the rough estimate showed us the pastoralists have lost like 85 million US dollar of the value of their livestock. So it erodes livestock asset. Householders would fall into poverty and may stay there for life. Then drought also can set back the development investment by donors, government, and the private sectors. So among the motivations is that uninsured risk is the cause for poverty trap, and for instance, without formal insurance, householders would tend to choose options that are too costly to manage risk, like for instance, foregoing unprofitable livelihood strategies, like reducing the number of meals they eat and their children eat per day, which will have a long-lasting effect in terms of cognitive. And then for pastoralists, again, drought would mean like deaccumulation, and they may no more accumulate the number of animals they previously had, and this would add up to like householders will be trapped into poverty for the remaining of their life. So early has started research in 2010, in 2009 in northern Kenya, and then later in 2011 it has expanded to southern Ethiopia. And so what we have designed is a drought insurance product, and we call it forage availability index, because it is the way of monitoring whether enough forage is available for livestock or not during drought times. And the idea is it protects pastoralists against drought-related livestock losses, because from previous research initiatives, we found that more than 85% of the cause for livestock deaths in pastoral areas is due to drought. There are other causes of livestock deaths like disease, snake bites, and so on, but drought remain the major cause. And the index we have chosen is satellite image, and which is called NDVI, and satellite image measures greenness level of the herd surface from the sky, and for pastoral areas where pastoralists completely depend on pasture or on grassland, something ungreen means there is no pasture and so on. And normally we didn't take the satellite image at face value, but we have done a lot of statistical deviations, then cumulating from the expected expected time for rain and then to the next dry season. And the contract is designed in a way that contract holders would get payout when forest conditions deteriorate below certain historical levels. And we had those data starting from 90, and our index calculation had based on NDVI data or historical data we had starting from 1982, and the raw data we get is every 16 days. It is freely available, and those index calculations and the design of insurance in general, getting the index, calculating the actuarial fair premium are done by IFPRI and the Cornell University, and it is Oromia Insurance Company who is the underwriter, and the insurance is being sold since August 2012, and since then it was sold 4 times. And there are a lot of, in the implementation of this insurance, there are a lot of actors in the chain, like knowledge centers, universities, and a research center like IFPRI. There are also NGOs, government, DAs, and even IFPRI who participated in developing the insurance education and the extension. And the sales is done by Oromia Insurance Company, of course, the underwriter, microfinance institutions, cooperatives, and so on. The insurance is designed in such a way that it will be sold every time before 2 months before the rainy season in Borana. So we sell it in August and September, and again in January and February, but it is still a 1-year contract, a rolling 1-year contract. The major findings of, still it is underway, and we have also a research design where we annually collect comprehensive household data on 516 households. And one of our preliminary findings showed that people who have purchased insurance feel better off than those who didn't purchase. Then a similar finding in Kenya, which is also our earliest work, showed that people who have bought insurance will probably employ less costly strategies. Still, people it is less likely that the insured reduce the number of meals they take. But we have also other expected outcomes from what we are doing. For instance, the sale of insurance to pastoralists, and when banks know that the resource pastoralists have is insured, they would extend credit to pastoralists where people can invest in other sources of livelihood to diversify their livelihood. We are also conducting other researches on demand study. We have randomized supply of coupon from like 10% to 80% to study demand. We also want to see how insurance also change the behavior of pastoralists in terms of herd decision. We want to also see on how the existence of insurance affect inter-household decision making. And the way forward will be like, as it was said in the first presentation, making the index more value-driven in terms of like reducing the basis risk is also mandatory. And currently, our index, we are working in 10 waradas, and we have warada level index both to purchase and for triggering of payout. But from the learning, we are now moving from, still we keep the warada level pricing, but in terms of the index triggering, we are going to Kabale level, which will contribute to reducing the basis risk. We also want to know what the other drivers of pastoralism. And then in terms of insurance education, we found out that financial literacy is very important, and especially in both in farmer, in crop producing areas and in pastoralist areas, people are financially literate, and these are mandatory, and who would bear the cost of educating is also still to be answered. And then in terms of distribution, maybe working with technology companies like mobile money phone will improve. And for instance, in Kenya, payment and payment of premium and getting of payout can be possible through mobile money transfer. And I think in Ethiopia, we are also heading to that. And thank you. For more information, you can visit our website.